Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, April 29th. The stage is being set for a major rain event here in the I-95 corridor between D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City. The period of concern for the flooding rainfall potential is from late tonight through tomorrow night. In this heavy rain event, there can even be some strong thunderstorm activity contributing to the heavy rainfall. And by the time Thursday morning rolls around, more than 3 inches is possible up and down the I-95 corridor. It's not out of the question some areas of the Mid-Atlantic region actually receive 4 or 5 inches of rain by the time Thursday morning rolls around. Well, let's take a look at the latest surface map to see all the players on the field and what exactly is setting the stage for a major rain event here in the I-95 corridor. First of all, we have strong Canadian high pressure throughout the southern part of Canada, really from the south-central part of Canada into the southeastern part of Canada. There is strong high pressure, and it is in the center of a chilly air mass for this time of the year, sending colder air down the east coast here. We have an ocean flow of air that has already set up. Low-level and persistent east to northeast winds will keep us quite cool, way below normal for this time of the year in the I-95 corridor. Some areas will struggle to pass 50 degrees this afternoon, well below normal for this time of the year. So you have cold air well established in place for this time of the year, and that will act as a great overrunning surface for some very warm and humid Gulf of Mexico air that is flowing northward right out of the Gulf of Mexico towards this chilly air mass here in the northeastern part of the country. All of this anchored in the middle of the country by strong, slow-moving, low-pressure area. We've talked over the last couple of days about a blocking pattern in the upper part of the atmosphere, an omega shape to the upper-level wind flow, and that helps to to make surface systems grind to a halt. This is a very slow-moving, low-pressure area, just slowly inching its way to the north and east. Cold air wrapping in behind it. There's some snow falling right now across the Dakotas and parts of the western central plains. This cold air a contributing factor to the tornado outbreak of the past couple of days. Speaking of the tornado outbreak, on Sunday the action was focused on Oklahoma and Arkansas. That shifted to the east yesterday across Tennessee and Mississippi. And while it will diminish in strength today, the greatest chance for any severe weather, including possible tornadoes today, will be across Alabama, Georgia, and maybe the panhandle of Florida. Again, fortunately, we expect a weakening of the pattern somewhat today. Do not expect as many tornadoes this afternoon as past couple of days. There have been about 100 tornadoes reported over the past couple of days. That has doubled the amount so far for 2014, which still remains at well below normal levels, but much of that has occurred over the past couple of days. Again, a diminishing of the severe weather threat today, and by the time tomorrow and the rest of the week rolls around, it looks like it'll return to a quiet period, fortunately, in the southern part of the country. So these are all the players. Cold air mass on the western flank of a slowly spinning strong low pressure system in the middle part of the country. Gulf of Mexico air flowing northward right towards a chilly air mass in place now in the northeastern part of the country. Well, here's a look at the nationwide radar from the AOSS Wisconsin website. First of all, down in the deep south, an area of heavy rain and strong thunderstorms. It's cutting through the panhandle of western Florida, northern Florida. Again, this is the area with potential severe weather today. Alabama, Georgia, northern Florida. Again, it should be somewhat less severe today in terms of the possibility of tornadoes compared to the past couple of days, and that threat almost gets down to zero for the second half of the week in terms of the tornado possibilities. Meanwhile, the spin on the low pressure area can be seen here with the radar echoes. Low pressure centered right here near Iowa, and a rotation spin in the atmosphere counterclockwise around that low pressure is sending Gulf of Mexico air up the east coast. Meanwhile, out here in the colder air mass, there's some snow falling across the Dakotas and into the western plains. Well, here's the latest infrared satellite imagery loop from the AOSS Wisconsin website. A corridor of moisture can be seen here by this cloud band flow of air right out of the Gulf of Mexico, contributing to the severe weather down in the deep south, and all of this moisture-laden air will ride up and over the chilly air mass now in place in the northeastern U.S. to cause a heavy rain event here in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City from late tonight through tomorrow night. The spin in the atmosphere seen here with low clouds over Iowa, some snow falling right now across the western Dakotas and the western part of the Central Plains. The corridor of moisture headed our way in the I-95 corridor. Well, let's take a look at some computer forecast maps from last night's Zero-Z GFS model run. We'll begin with this evening, Tuesday evening, and go right through Thursday morning using 12-hour increments. A couple things I want to point out. First of all, here's the high pressure we talked about, anchored in southeastern Canada, sending a chilly air mass into the I-95 corridor. Low level east to northeast winds will keep temperatures way below normal for this time of the year, both today and tomorrow, and that'll kind of set the stage for a nice overrunning surface for warm and humid Gulf of Mexico air that's flowing northward along the east coast right now. Now notice this red line right here. This is a isotherm at 850 millibars, the lowest part of the atmosphere. Just notice as of early this evening, it's cutting across the D.C. metro region, but we'll see as time goes on, that'll move to the north. As that warmer air pushes to the north on Wednesday, that is really when the heavy rain will break out in the I-95 corridor, and potential strong thunderstorms will be accompanied by that push northward of that warm and humid Gulf of Mexico air right into the chilly ocean air mass in place now in the northeast U.S. And here's the forecast map for tomorrow morning. That red line here, now notice it has jumped a little bit to the north, still fighting some of the cold air in place in the northeastern part of the U.S., but a strong Gulf of Mexico flow of air is starting to the GFS model starting to depict some heavy rainfall now up and down the I-95 corridor as that warmer air pushes into the well-established chilly air mass at the surface here in the northeast U.S. This is tomorrow morning. Again, the heavy rainfall looks like it'll begin later on tonight and continue right through tomorrow night. In fact, there might be some occasional rain during the day today. It'll gradually get steadier and heavier in the overnight hours along the I-95 corridor. Well, here's the forecast map for tomorrow evening, Wednesday evening, and really by this time all heck will be breaking loose in the atmosphere with heavy rainfall throughout the mid-Atlantic region late tomorrow and early part of tomorrow night. Notice this red line now has moved to the north. In other words, the warmer air has advanced to the north gradually, but that process with the warm and humid Gulf of Mexico air flowing over the chilly air mass in place in the northeastern U.S. is squeezing out a lot of the moisture in the atmosphere, and heavy rain will be the result here in the I-95 corridor tomorrow and tomorrow night, and some strong thunderstorms as well. And any one of those strong thunderstorms can very likely produce torrential downpours for a while and strong gusty winds. Now here's the forecast map for Thursday morning. By this time, the heaviest rain, the steadiest of rain, will start to be pulling to the north and east away from the I-95 corridor. Heavy rainfall on the order of 3 inches plus will have occurred most likely by the time Thursday morning rolls around. Some cooler air, at least in the upper part of the atmosphere, will be starting to move towards the I-95 corridor, while the steadiest and heaviest rain will end on Thursday morning. There still can be a few showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm or two during the Thursday PM hours. In terms of total rainfall, let's take a look at the GFS total rainfall output. And here it is for the upcoming event. Just a significant rainfall depicted here by the GFS model. The reds here, such as right in this region right here, are 3 inches plus. This bullseye region right here is actually over 4 inches in the south central part of Pennsylvania. And the darker shade right here across eastern Pennsylvania is 2.5 inches. Let's just summarize this by saying the GFS model, as well as the European model, continue to forecast a potential flooding type of rain event here with 3 inches or more, perhaps up to 4 or 5 inches in parts of the Mid-Atlantic region by the time Thursday morning rolls around. Again, the period of the most concern for the heaviest rainfall will be from late tonight through tomorrow night, and there can be some strong thunderstorm activity included. Stay tuned to the SIweather.com. I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.